Hello everybody, my name's Ardendris, and welcome back to Celeste. Last time, I was gonna say we did something else. No, we started up on the summit seaside, and oh my goodness, this level kinda sucks. So, as you might be able to tell by the timer up on the top right, no! That's the second time I make it there. The first time I actually make it there on camera, and I actually did that back-to-back attempts. Anyways, last time, the first room was like 5 consecutive super wall bounces, I think. That sucked. I hate that mechanic. That took us like 30 minutes, 40 minutes almost. I ended up cutting a lot of it, but it was rough. Anyways, eventually we made it out of that room. The second room was kind of a nothing. And then this room right here. When we made it out of the first room, it kept resetting the timer. So when we finally made it out of the first room, it was like a minute on the timer or something like that. And it took maybe 3 minutes extra on the timer to beat the second room. We have spent the last hour and a half in this room right here. Most of it got cut. But what I did catch was me getting real mad because, oh boy, the controller just does not like this room. Like, there are so many precise movements that I have to be very quick with changing, and it just does not register. It does not register movements if you're going as fast as the game wants you to move. Like, it will not stop giving me random diagonals that I don't want. But anyways, it wants us to... I'm holding straight up. Like there, I'm on a D-pad. I released left on a D-pad. I am not touching the analog stick at all, so it's nothing to do with just bad angles. No, I released the left on the analog stick and was on the D-pad. It was only holding up, and it still gave a diagonal because I had held left like a half second earlier, but I'd released it a half second earlier too. Anyways, yeah, we on this level after an hour and a half had only made it to this pink cloud twice. And we had not made it to this bounce pad ever. Between episodes, I've done a little bit more training. I have hit this bounce pad 4 times, and I have hit this crystal 3 times, excuse me. You just saw the first one, and I did it twice between episodes while I was just trying to figure out how to actually beat this while fighting the controller the whole time. And I'm not going to be able to do it again, am I? But anyways, yeah, this is... I struggle to even call this the hard part of the level, and we just can't beat it after an hour 40. I'm holding straight up. That is all I've been doing. That is all that's been happening. I've been fighting this controller non-stop. It will not let me get close to winning. Every time I feel good, and I feel like I'm starting to get it, it just ruins any good attempt. And I don't know how to fight it, because I feel like I am doing everything as perfectly as I possibly can. That time, I was a little bit late on the timing. That time, I'll admit, I misplaced myself. But sometimes it just stops moving, sometimes it keeps moving when it shouldn't, sometimes it will just give random directions. I feel like I have no control over any of that. I don't know what to do with it. So I'm still here, almost 2 hours into this level, actually over 2 hours, it's just that part of it got reset on the timer. And I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat it, which sucks, because this is one of the last 3 levels. We have Chapter 9 Farewell, we have Seaside for the core, and we have this. That is the only levels left in the game. We're so close, and I'm holding up and left on a D-pad. I am holding 2 buttons on a D-pad. This is not even a question of misjudging angles on an analog stick. No, this is just ignoring button presses. I have 3 levels left in the entire game, and the game is just not letting me win. I don't know what to do with it, and I'm just so defeated at this point. Oh no. No. I jumped too late. That cloud sucks. You can't get any boost to jump, but you have to jump. And it's less than a millisecond. It is less than a millisecond that you have to jump as soon as you land on it, or else you will get a super jump and you will die. I don't feel like I deserved hitting that spike. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still here. I'm trying this on D-pad because it feels mildly more forgiving on not giving me random directions. I don't know if it actually is. There's that. No. It just fell so much slower than I was expecting it to. Okay. So I can semi-reliably do that now if the game lets me. I let go of left. I let go of left. I don't know what to do about that. As half of my attempts are just going to get messed up by something like that, and I just have to live with it at this point. Like, it's just gonna keep doing it. I have no control over it. I just have to learn how to get good at attempts. Like, I need to make sure that any attempt that doesn't die to that nonsense, I am good enough to actually win. That is the only way I'm gonna win, because that nonsense is gonna happen. There's no escaping the nonsense, there's only working around it. There's that. Just didn't get enough height, I dashed too late, I guess. Anyways, still here. Last hour 45, 2 hours has been this level, and it's gonna continue to be this level for another hour, probably. So I'll see you in a little bit. Probably when I make it over to that set of crystals again. Okay, here we go. There's that. And no. Getting enough height on that is so unreliable. I don't know the timing on it yet, because I'm just not getting enough attempts at it to get it down pat. Okay, I hate that so much. Like, sometimes it will just let you go by without hitting it, and other times it will just like, yeah, sometimes you don't need to hit its bounce pad at all to activate it. Sometimes you need to, like, phase through it until it will activate. Like, some of these will activate as soon as Madeline's feet come within, like, 3 pixels. Other times, literally her entire body has to make contact. Like, occasionally that will be a bounce. And there's no telling whether or not it's going to work until it happens. Anyways, I'm still here. There's no getting good at this. There is no getting good at this. It is just, will the game give you good attempts? Okay. Sometimes that bounce pad puts you in the perfect position. Sometimes it sends you too far. That. And I just didn't move left. I only touched left, and then suddenly she did like a little stutter step and ended up in the same spot. I don't know what to do. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again and getting different responses until eventually it might let me win. I'm still just here, and I'm just so tired at this point. Like, yeah, that's a bounce. 5 times out of 10. 6 times out of 10, that's a bounce. Something like that. Like, it's pretty reliably a bounce until it's just not. Okay, here we go again. I think this is 3 attempts later, and no, it didn't give me the wall bounce. It just didn't give me the wall bounce that time, because it had to do something to mess me up. And that's not gonna... No, it did. Okay. I didn't think that was gonna have the height on it. Okay, there's that. Nope. I waited too long on the thing. Dang it. Okay. Here we are. I just did the wall bounce on my own. I think part of the problem with not getting the wall bounce is I get distracted. That's cool. That. Oh, come on. I was 1 pixel too far to the right, or to the left. I was 1 pixel too far to the left. Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm so sick of doing the same thing over and over again and getting different responses. Yes, Madeline, stop stomping your foot at me, I know. Okay, here we go again. And if I don't dash right there, I don't get the height. So what do? I can't dash then, cause I hit the spikes. And I can't dash later than that, cause I'm gonna fall in the pit and die. So, what timing works? What is the timing there? If the game would just let me get back there to figure it out, that would be nice, but it won't. Like, my problem is not with that jump. It is with everything that comes before it. Okay, there's that. Up, over, up, up. That was the highest point I could get on that, and the same thing that has worked 100 times. And that's something that sometimes I just don't get enough distance, despite the fact I'm doing the exact same thing. Up and over, thank you. Up and over. Okay. That. Over, up, dash. That, if anything, that should have been a down right dash. Cause my finger tapped down. I accidentally tapped down as I was holding straight right. And somehow that is still an upright dash. I seriously need this game to explain how that makes sense. Cause it is constant. It is happening constantly, and I just do not understand it in the least. Okay. I made it to the crystal. No! Why did I pause there? I unpaused, and then immediately I managed to get a second dash in, so I made it to the far right. And I tried to immediately shift upwards and dash again, but the second dash, the upwards dash got delayed and I died. So I can't pause there to come back in if I pause recording. There is nowheres. I either have to do the whole thing on camera, or I do none of it on camera and just tell you that eventually I made it. That is the option, because there is no rest points anywheres in this level. How is that one not a death? If you want evidence that hitboxes are just inconsistent, that right there is pretty convincing in my eyes. There's that. That. I went too early. I don't. Okay. That. Up. Okay, that. Up. Dash. Dash. No! How do you do that? There's nowhere. There's no way. Like, I have to go all the way back over there. Okay. So you make it in there. You bounce over, you dash through, you let yourself drop, dash over, grab it, dash over, dash up, dash right. But there is not enough room there to do a right dash. There is not enough room to do a right dash, and there is nowhere near enough room for an upright dash, or another up dash. I guess I have to try an upright dash just to see, but there looks like there should be less space for that. So a right dash is out of the question, apparently. We have to try an upright dash the next time we get there. Or there's no, What dash do we have here? Dash. That crystal, up dash, right dash, you're out of dashes. So yes, you have to drop down through there. Get that, dash right, dash upright, grab that. Dash down right, oh no, let yourself drop through there. Dash right, dash up, dupe. The rest of those dashes are like super well timed. Oh no. We're finally getting close to it, I think. I didn't release right, she just stopped moving right. Okay. We're finally getting close to it, I think. If the game lets me do that consistently, I think we have it. I just need to figure out the actual... I went a couple frames early. I needed to wait like 3 extra frames. There's that. That. Up. Over, up. That. Where does the up come from? Where does that up come from? I am pressing one button on a D-pad. The D-pad buttons are completely separated from each other. I am pressing one D-pad button. How is that a diagonal? I seriously need to understand how this game is coded to try and understand why that happens. Like, this is a great game with some pretty serious programming errors. Like, if that makes sense to the game's programming, then there are some really, really serious programming errors in this game. Up, up. Okay, that's that. Up, up. I was 3 pixels far. No. Okay. If the game lets me do it, I feel pretty consistently able to do it now on D-pad. Analog stick is out of the question. That. Up, up. That. Over, over. That. If I don't go there, I don't have enough height. I have to phase through the spikes on top. That's what has to happen. Like, the ones that are making it are phasing through those top spikes. So, let me over. Why am I not allowed over anymore? There we go. There's that. And I finally have it. Then 10 attempts in a row. I'm just not allowed to make it past the second jump. That is how this goes. I finally start to have it, and then I'm just not allowed to go to even begin anymore. Okay, there's that. Up, up. Dash. Over. That, yeah. I have to hope that lets me phase to the top spikes, or else I cannot make it over. And that's straight right. That is straight right to the game. Cool. Press 2 buttons on a D-pad and get a straight Josh. Press 1 button on a straight, you get a diagonal. Okay. If the game will just let me do that. There's that. If the game will let me get an attempt at the hard part of the level. That. No. That's also just not when I press the button. Like, sometimes it feels like sometimes the dash is delayed by like 3 pixels. If Madeline is falling as you try to dash, it feels like it will be delayed by 3 pixels. Unless those 3 pixels will, unless being 3 pixels higher will kill you. That is what it feels like. Like, I pressed that button when Madeline was 3 pixels higher than she was, and then she fell those 3 pixels before dashing. If I was 3 pixels higher and would have died to the spikes above from dashing at the right height, I would have dashed as soon as I pressed the button. That is what it feels like at this point, because this is all I've been dealing with for over 2 hours now. That. I don't know why this section feels more clean now. That's not a wall bounce. I don't know. The wall bounce at the end of it ruins it. Like, I'm semi-reliably getting it, and I don't know why. But, like, this feels cleaner. I don't feel like I'm doing anything differently. It feels like I'm doing the same exact thing. Like, I don't know if it's, like, a subconscious timing thing. Or what. But on the ones that make it, it just feels... It feels like I'm getting more clean runs. And I don't actually understand why. Dash, bounce, up. That. Over. That. No! I panicked, did a stutter step, started falling into position, and then dashed too early. No, that was the second to last one. I almost had it. Okay, we know it's possible now. I actually don't know if the heart's on the other side of that one. It could be hiding a 4th even meaner room. And if it is, I will break down bawling my eyes out, because, oh my goodness, that would be so mean. Sometimes that just doesn't count. Sometimes, sometimes that's just all I need to do. Sometimes it makes me move right there, or left there. Okay, that time I forgot to release left. Okay. I wish I could just, like, pause and come back when we actually have it, but I can't, because I can't resume until we're out of harm's way. There's nowhere to go do that. So if it takes too long, I guess I'm just... Okay, then. Yeah, if it takes too long, I'm just gonna cut attempts, then. I don't know. If I don't dash there, I don't make it. But obviously, that doesn't work either, so it just feels like I'm doomed if I do, doomed if I don't. What did I just do there? Why did I do that? That was silly. I dashed into it, and then I dashed back into it. And I don't need to dash towards that thing at all. Up, up. Okay. Okay, that time I did release. Okay. That one, up. Up, up. I'm really getting sick of this room. I've been doing the same thing over and over again for over 2 hours now. I'm really just sick of looking at this room. I really want to just be done. And now I'm not allowed past the first jump again. Let me through here, please. Thank you. Up, up. At that. Up, up. There we go. Dash, dash. I just have to hope that lets me phase through there. I don't think I can make it unless it lets me phase through. That. Huh? I thought I was lower down than I was. Okay, that one should have been a death. No. 2 frames early, maybe. Maybe 2 frames early. There's that. And that one should have been a death, but the game was nice. I inched too far to the right, and then I didn't fall into position before I needed to dash. I went too far. I think I need to get that little bit of an inch in. At least give me the right actions. Okay. How much of this is getting cut? Okay, that's the exact same place that worked like 3 attempts ago. Okay, that one was definitely too high. Okay, I'm going too high on this one. That's where I need it. That. I'm spamming dash. Sometimes spamming dash just doesn't work. That. Can I at least get a couple more attempts? Can I get another attempt on goal right now, please? Like, I would love to be allowed back towards the end of the level at least, so I can get another shot at it, even if I can't make it this go around. That. Over. There's that. No! You don't have enough distance. No, you don't have enough distance. You don't make it far enough to the right on that dash. Like, there was nothing I could do. I was just doomed. Like, on that dash there, I made it there on the other side, but there's just nothing I could do. It looks like it wants you to do a diagonal dash, but a diagonal dash just puts you into the spikes below the final crystal. Maybe it's an up dash, but I don't think I make it far enough. I think an up dash still doesn't have enough height, and you just missed getting the crystal. And if you do hit the crystal, I think you're too far down, and a upright dash isn't going to make it. So I think that one was just doomed. I think I was just slightly misaligned after, like, the first dash, and there was just no saving it. Ah, we're getting so close. It's only taken 2 hours, but I feel like we're almost there. Give me the up dash there, please, game. Stop adding random diagonals. Up there. Diagonal up. There's that. Okay. This is feeling... I'm feeling so much more clean about some of these, and I really don't know why. It really feels like that will occasionally work, and it will occasionally just not. I need the game to be nice and let me phase through those spikes. Like, there is no other way to make it. Like, the attempts to actually make it are just phasing through spikes. There's that. There's that. Dash, 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 dash. The right dash there just took me too far and I couldn't recover. Yeah. I really need to watch, like, everything happen in slow-mo to see which spikes I need to phase through to win and which spikes are just no-goes and you have to avoid completely. Because, like, I have a feeling you probably could make a list of which ones are, like, okay to occasionally phase through. Also, I feel like I'm dying to that spike early. Like, I felt like I thought it was falling straight down, and then suddenly that spike on the right just killed me. Okay. And sometimes it feels like I'll just randomly get pushed, like, a couple of pixels off to a side. There's that. Up, up. Diagonal, diagonal. Okay, that one didn't give me the bounce, but I managed to save it. Dash, dash. Okay. Dash, dash. Dash, dash. Dash, 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 dash. Dash, dash. No way! I'm holding right as hard as I can, and Madeline just didn't move far enough. Oh man, we're getting so close, and the game's just, and we just can't make it the rest of the way. Oh, I'm so done with this level. Yeah, actually, oddly enough, I am feeling less. If the game actually lets me control properly, this level feels so cool. This level feels really cool until the controls just say no. Like the random diagonals is what ruins this level. Otherwise, I kind of like the feel of it. Like, I'm trying to get the hang of, like, where does the diagonal come from? I'm starting to get the feel for angles and positioning, and now I just don't have it. And now I'm not allowed past the first jump. But, like, as soon as I say anything about this level starting to feel good and me finally starting to get it, the game's just like, aha, nope, you're not allowed past jump number 2. This happens every time I start to feel good about a troubling level. It has happened every single time I said, this level is rough. Oh, I'm starting to get the hang of it. Okay. I don't know if the ones where it's definitely my fault and the ones where it doesn't feel... If I didn't dash there, I didn't make it. So there was no winning. There's so many of these where it's just like, there's no winning. You messed up somewheres and you can't proceed. I have no idea which ones I think are more annoying. Normally I would say faults that are totally my fault. I would usually feel those as the most annoying, because I'm like a perfectionist, especially when it comes to myself. So when I fail, I feel real rough with myself. That's the same pixel. It's the same pixel. It just let me phase last time I was there. But like here, I know where I'm messing up, and I feel like I'm getting better in those places. But occasionally things just feel weird from the game's perspective. That one I was late on, and then I grabbed the wall instead of attempting a jump. I might have still been close enough for the bounce, and then I just didn't go for it. That definitely should have killed me. According to so many previous runs, that should have been a death. I'm fairly sure I only pressed the button once, but sure. Okay. Up, up. I had stopped moving left. Like, occasionally, it will just... There's no real momentum. If you're falling straight down, and you have, like, full air control, and you decide which direction you're going. Normally. So if I'm falling straight down, and I'm holding left, and Madeline stops moving when I'm holding left. Unless I am surrounded by spikes. In which case, letting go of a direction, you're just going to keep going in that direction. If going in that direction will kill you, it will occasionally just keep you moving even after your release. Even though that's not how it's supposed to work. Up, up. There's that. That. Dash, dash. Where does the left come from? Where does it come from, game? What are you talking about? What? Okay. I made the mistake of saying I was starting to feel confident. I made the mistake of saying I was feeling confident. That's on me. I was starting to feel confident about my abilities in the game. So the game heard that and said, okay, now you lose. Because I thought I was actually good at the game for a moment. So the game had to say, no, I let you be good at the game. I just want attempts at the ending here. I don't care about getting the win right now. I just want to be able to attempt winning. But the game is just saying no. We're so close. We're so close. If the game will just let me make it over to those crystal spots, I think I have a shot at getting it on the next attempt. The next time we're to the crystals, I think we can do it. But the game is just kind of a jerk. It's just randomly sending me in random directions. And it's just killing me at everything. As soon as we make it there, I think I can do it. It's just a matter of when the game lets me make it there. Because I'm doing the exact same thing that I did on every attempt I made it there. It's just having different responses. Okay, that's... Up, up, thank you. Okay, gave me that. And then it just doesn't... It's now not giving me a spike phase, and I don't think it's possible without a spike phase. I literally don't think it's possible without phasing through those spikes. I don't see how it is. That. Dash, dash. Up, up. That. That's the same. I don't know what the difference is between that and the one that makes it. Besides phasing through that spike. Like, occasionally it will let me phase through that spike, and I think that is the only difference. Like, I just truly don't know what to do. if the only way to do it is for the random chance of the game just breaking on a hitbox. Like, if there is not a way to do it without that slim chance, then I don't know what to do. Oh, there's that. That. Up, up. That. That's the same, it's the same pixel. I just have to hope it lets me phase through there. There's nothing else I can do. It's trying the same thing. It's trying for another 30 minutes to make it there and hope it lets me phase through eventually. Alright, let me phase through that time. This is 2 attempts later, I think. That. And I tried to get a diagonal. I tried to get the diagonal because it's the diagonal that you need. And the game gave me an up, and there wasn't enough space for an up. The game decided I was going a direction I didn't say to go, and I died. After so many attempts where it just doesn't let me get there, as soon as I finally let me get there, it's just like, haha, you thought you had a shot. I don't know. It doesn't feel like I'm responsible for these deaths. It just doesn't feel like I have a say in the matter. Like, I'm sure some of these that I'm blaming on the game is I'm going a frame or two early, or I'm going a pixel or two late. I'm sure some of them are that. But most of these, I just don't see what imperfection the game sees. Like, I don't see the imperfection that the game sees. Like, the game is seeing a failure that I just cannot possibly comprehend. Like, it is some eldritch knowledge that only the game can understand. Like, something beyond the mortal scope of understanding. And just a human cannot possibly comprehend what failure it sees. Like, there's that. 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 And it doesn't move far enough left. There's not enough space in there to maneuver if you get too far right. If you get too far right after you enter the crystal chain, if you end up 3 pixels too far to the right off after that first dash, might as well just instantly restart the level, cause you're not gonna get it. That. And the music, while cool, has lost its charm after 2.5 hours of nothing but listening to it. Granted, I have split that 2.5 hours up across the section, but still. No, I tried to adjust the left slightly because the right dash wasn't gonna work, and I forgot to not do it while dashing. That one was on me. 2 in a row that actually felt like my fault. That's a record. Okay. Yeah. We're base. Huh? I just got stuck in midair. Like, that was the same timing as most of my other dashes there. Like, I don't think I've hit that once with the diagonal dash. Huh? Huh? Okay, there's like invisible walls all of a sudden, because that just like a bunch of weirdness all at once just happened. There's that. That. Over. Up. Doop. Dash. Over. Up, over. Oh, no. There's a frame window. And it's reliant on the first crystal. If you mess up the timing on the first crystal by more than a frame... I went too late. That's the first time I messed up the cloud jump in a while, actually. But if you mess up the timing on the first crystal, every other crystal after that is going to fail. Dash. Okay, that. I was 2 pixels too far away. Okay. That's that. Up. Phase through the bounce pad. Or somehow get repelled away from it, because I was falling straight down towards it. It feels like I'm jumping off of something there. Like, what is happening? It feels like I'm just standing in midair for a moment. Like, that has happened twice now, and it has not happened at all before then. There's that. Up. I'm spamming dash. The dash button just doesn't want to work there. Occasionally, the dash button just doesn't work. Hey, look! We're at 40 minutes recording time. And an extra 30 minutes that I've cut already. And we're still nowhere close, or barely closer to beating this level than we were before. Like, by the looks of it, we are nowhere closer. And I feel like I understand the level on a slightly deeper level Like, I understand this on a deeper level now. So, if the game lets us do it, that's the same pixel. It's the same pixel, I just have to hope it lets me phase through. I have no say in the matter. But yeah, I understand the level on a deeper point now, and I feel more confident in it. It's just waiting for the game to give me a shot at that. I was dead if I dashed, and I was dead if I didn't dash. There was nothing I could do. I messed up my timing on one of the crystals by a pixel, and that was enough to ruin the rest of the run. You have like 2 pixels and 2 frames of wiggle room on every single crystal. And if you mess it up on one crystal, you do not recover. You just lose. There is no margin for error anywheres on this level. Like, this game expects perfection. I'm spamming dash. Let me dash. I have 2 dashes. So if I press the dash button twice, dash twice. And now I'm not allowed up there. That's over, dash, dash, over, dash, 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 over, up. And I'm not allowed attempts anymore. Okay, I'm back. First time I actually hit this bounce pad. And since I've been away, I've made it through that opening twice since I've been away. But it's only let me hit the bounce pad once. The other 2 just randomly gave me diagonals. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Dash, 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 dash. I'm pressing the button. I'm pressing the button, game. I'm spamming dash. Just give me one. Just let me win. I am doing literally everything I can as perfectly as possible. It just keeps taking away any chance of victory from me. Like, I just truly don't understand. You can do... Where on earth does that get down from? I actually saved it, and the game just said, no, you're not allowed to save it. You're getting sent into the abyss, fast-tracked, out of nowheres. Like, I think I tapped down for a brief second before I realized that it actually saved it from the first dash. Like, I dashed right, and then I went to draw my finger away, hit down, and then immediately switched back to right, and that's when I hit dash. Like, maybe I'd hit down for a microsecond. But that was that was like a millisecond before. There's like a weird millisecond delay where if you release a button and then you hit the next one, it will activate sometimes. That doesn't exist reliably. It's not something you can reliably plan for because it doesn't always happen. So like, you can hit a button for a brief, like, 1,000th of a second. A button can be pressed for like a 1,000th of a second, and like a 10th of a second later, it can still count as pressed. Sometimes. Unless, of course, said button press would actually be beneficial. Like, if the weird button press that you accidentally hit would actually help you out, it will never activate weirdly. Let me through. I'm relying on random chance for the game to let me through there. Like, it is literally, will I phase through or not? I do not think that there is a legitimate angle that you can dash through and still get high enough on an up dash without phasing through. I just do not think you can do it. I just truly do not think it is possible. But here we are, 2.5 hours into this room. So not even this level, this room, because that's all this room. And we're still not really closer. Yeah, you can't do it normally. You have to phase through the spikes. And there is no way to reliably do it. It is random chance on when you phase through. There is no way there's no way that you can do this purposefully. It is only dumb luck. I got the dumb luck, but it wasn't the phasing through. It was randomly giving me the bounce pad, even though I was nowhere close to it. I recovered that one, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I actually managed to get some left movement so that the right dash didn't immediately kill me. But it wasn't enough. Okay. So there are 2 ways to get this, to get over into the crystal. Give me the second dash there. I'm spamming up and dash, and it just doesn't give me the second dash sometimes. Okay. There are 2 ways to make it into the crystal path. It is, and they're both dumb luck. I see no way to do it legitimately. You just have to be lucky. If it will let me through the first jump. My timing has not been messed up on that. It just didn't activate. It's you get close. You understand how to do it. And then there's just like certain sections that just stop functioning properly. Okay, that time I panicked and kept holding right. Like, I truly don't understand what I'm doing differently across these runs. It feels like sometimes there's like a weird holdup, and I don't fall as fast as I think I normally do, so I can't aim it properly. Sometimes I just don't get enough height off a bounce or a jump. I guess sometimes the dash is just longer. But like, up, up. I released. I released right. And then Madeline just kept going. I just don't know. I just don't know what to do if the game won't let me win. The game has just decided I'm not allowed to win, and I don't know what to do. There's that. Dash, dash. What are you talking about? It's a D-pad. The D-pad with 4 buttons. You go one direction, depending on if you're pressing 1, and to go diagonals, you need to press 2. If I'm only pressing the right button and nothing else, no other D-pad button was pressed. Literally nothing. There is no second button being pressed. So therefore, the only possible direction it could have sent me was right. So where does the diagonal come from? Where does the diagonal come from? Up was not pressed at all. If anything, I accidentally tapped it down a little bit. In no way, shape, or form should that be an upright dash. I don't know where this stupid random right dash comes, diagonal dash comes from. I just don't understand it. It's happened across the entirety of this game, and it's like this phantom, it's just like this phantom direction. It just comes out of nowhere and ruins good runs. And I just don't know what to do about it. Like, I just don't know what to do about it. Because I have no control over it. It is not something I'm doing. Like, I have no control over the phantom diagonal. Dash, 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 dash. Dash, 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 diagonal. Give me the diagonal there. When I finally need a diagonal, I'm holding both buttons for the diagonal. It's the final one before the final crystal. It gives me a straight dash that kills me. Game. It will never randomly give me a diagonal when I need a diagonal. It will only ever give me random diagonals when a random diagonal kills me. It is never nice. It is never nice with them. Oh, come on. Come on. Almost 3 hours into this level. We're finally almost there. And then the game is just taking it away. Oh, that's so infuriating. That's so sad, game. Please let me through. I'm so sick of this level. It could have been so cool. It's just so broken. It's just so broken and doesn't work in some places. It could have been awesome. Like, if the game let me function properly, it would be so nice. Like, I actually think there's some fun challenges in here. I'm just not allowed to win because the game keeps messing up. Let me through. Let me through. Oh, I I want to cry, but also I want to laugh. That one was actually, that one was kind of funny. That was a controller mess up that just ruined my day, but that one makes me want to laugh, and I don't actually know why. I think I might have actually legitimately lost it at this point. There's that. Okay. So you need to move right. You need it. I think what it is when you're blue, when you first start a dash, you get that little light hair. I think you have a little bit of extra leeway. I think you have not full invulnerability, but like it's a little bit nicer. I think it's a little bit more forgiving when you're in the white mode. So what I think needs to happen is I need to go through those spikes right down here. How? I need to go through the little opening that gets us into the crystal spot while in the white hair mode. It's a little bit difficult to line up, so I need to be right, if I can make it back there. That's a big if, because the game doesn't always let me back there. There's that. Cool. Up. That. Cool. That. Up. There. Okay, there. Urgh. I need to be like 3 pixels farther to the right. I need to be as close to those things as I possibly can be. And then I need to time the dash right as Madeline's about to pass underneath them. Like, I think I want Madeline's forehead in line with the bottom spike. Or with the top spike, rather. And then, as soon as I am through, I need to immediately do an up dash and hope that I'm close enough. I think that's what needs to happen. There's a little bit of leeway, and I need to use it to my advantage. Dash. I also need to not get the phantom diagonal. Like, the phantom diagonal can go suck an egg. That is literally the first time I have ever used that expression in my life. Where did that come from? Where on earth did that come from? Seriously, this level has made me lose my mind. Like, I'm going stir crazy from failures to defeat this level. I just ceased functioning for a moment there. That wasn't the game. I just sat there, my brain just fried, just sitting there as Madeline's falling like, am I supposed to do something? Oh yeah, B, after I was already dead. I just dashed 3 times? How did I just dash 3 times? Let me through, thank you. Oh, why am I on analog stick again? Analog stick is unreliable for this level. Yeah, switch. You can kind of switch between the two. Training with one makes you better with the other, but occasionally one just works better. That. Cool. There. Dash. There's that. Diagonal. That. No. Oh, that's a pretty tree. Hey, what are you doing up here? Are you secretly the final boss of the game, and by talking to you, you're gonna throw me down the mountain? I'm gonna have to do it over again? Oh. It's hard to believe that it's over, isn't it? Funny how we get attached to the struggle. Promise me that you'll take care of yourself, okay? If I miss this, do I start over? Well, what are you waiting for? Got it. Thank you, game. 2:45:28. And the thing is, that is the winning run. That is finishing the first room. It's another 30 minutes or something. There was another 30 minutes or so trying to beat the first room. That is just the second room and the third room. I am never getting that golden strawberry. 6, 7, 8. No, just shy of 900 deaths on C7. Oh my goodness. That is, let's see, Celestial Resort and Mirror Temple were the other difficult seasides. If we count the easy seasides together, Forsaken City should be 100, but I took another 100 trying to get the golden strawberry on it. So I'm just going to count that as 100 and some. I think it's 101. 258 with the first two easy. 258, 259, 369. Nice. 569, 570, 590. Okay, so if we count the deaths on the easy ones, there's only 590. 590 across the easy seasides. So that's less than the hardest two seasides. And if we add in 550, what was that? Wait, I did math wrong somewhere, didn't I? 8, 1, 8, 9, 10. There's a 0 at the end. 1, 1, 6, 15, 17. Something 70. 2, 3, 3. 570. Where did my math go wrong? And I think that math is still wrong. I don't know. Like 570, I think. So yeah, that's still... I forgot what the number was. 570 to 1,009. 1,009 deaths if we take everything but the most difficult two seasides. So that is very close to what Summit took us. The 5 less difficult ones were only 10% more than the most difficult one, and less than 50% more difficult, or just over, well, 600 is over 50% of 1,000, but 50% of 600 plus 600 is not 1,000, so it's like the weird reciprocals with it when it comes to fractions and whatnot. But yeah, that level was almost more difficult and more deaths, more retries than 5 of the 7 most difficult, 5 of the 8 most difficult levels on the game. So like that is silly. That is silly difficult there. But anyways, we beat it. When I finally started that is still considerably less than Summit B-side. I didn't even realize that. I didn't realize Summit B-side was 1,300. Oh my goodness, I could probably do something. Yeah, if I went the same route and did something similar, there's probably about 2 times more deaths. Also interesting, Mirror Temple B-side was actually one of the easier B-sides, but it is the second hardest C-side, which is really interesting. Oh no, there's some funny stuff in here. And then what, the fourth most difficult B-side was also the easiest C-sides. Well, there's some interesting stuff you can do when comparing some of these numbers and with how difficult certain levels were compared to their normal levels. Like, Celestial Resort's normal has more deaths than C-side and almost more deaths than B-side. There's some odd numbers going on. But anyways, I thoroughly digress at this point. I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody. I want to thank everyone one more time for watching, and a special thank you to the channel members. Yamato Tanagura, Goddess of the Star-Filled Void, and the Phantom Knight. Thank you three so much for the extra support. So for real now, take care, everybody.